Hello, how are you? Happy Christmas! It's not Christmas yet, not when I'm writing it. And if you're watching this on the day it's gone out, it's still not Christmas. But who cares? Happy Christmas. Are you alright? Have you been on your works do? You had an office party, anything like that? Yeah? We've not had an office party. Well, we have, I didn't go on it. Because we're the only department in the company that I work for that doesn't get a paid for Christmas do. What do you think about that? Ooh, not good, is it? And I went for trade union as well. Really bad. Really bad, that, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, but apart from that, it's all right. Yes, have your office do any embarrassing moments? I've got to be honest, I stopped going to ours. The one that we pay for ourselves. Partly as a protest, just cutting my nose, I've spat my own face. Partly because I don't really enjoy them anymore. They're just a bit boring. Sad answer. I like going out with my friends and stuff. But office do is just, who really likes an office do? Unless you're working for a team that you absolutely love, or you've got a job that you love. Anyway, enough of that. Sorry. Coughing today. So today I'm drawing Roy Wood from the video of I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, which is one of my favourite Christmas songs and one of the nation's favourite Christmas songs. It's 51 years old now. And it's a marvellous example of his big Phil Spector-ish sound that he had with Wizard. All the full kitchen sink production. Really great tune. From a great musician, if a little odd, very odd, very odd musician. I think he may be a genius. I certainly think he was a genius. I think some people's status as genius kind of disappears at some point. I'm not sure if that's the correct way to define someone, if they actually lose it. Yeah, he was creating some amazing songs in the 60s and early 70s. His work with The Move is just out of this world. Absolutely superb pop masterpieces. Fire Brigade, it's amazing. Blackberry Way, Flowers in the Rain, I Can Hear the Grass Grow, that's superb. Yeah, a real hero of mine. There was a time when I was trying to stick a few Roy Wood chord changes in everything I wrote. But it's hard. He would, he's never one to rest on his laurels, really, until I suppose in the later years, where he's just doing his old hits and stuff. When you see him live, which I have done, he was good. Excuse me, but back in the 60s and 70s, he was ever searching and constantly changing. He released an album, was it called Mustard? Which was like really weird and jazzy sort of album. Yeah, he was quite a talent. So here's my Roy Wood story. I've got one. So I got married in 2013 and went to New York on our honeymoon, which was brilliant. Met up and stayed with friends in New Jersey. So that was ace. And on the plane back, we were boarding, and we went and sat down. And then this guy got on, and he had hair, long black hair pulled back into a really long ponytail, little round purple sunglasses, beard, long goatee beard, black fingerless gloves. And as he gets on, I joked to my wife, "Yep, here comes Roy Wood." And then at the minute I said it, I looked and thought, I think that is Roy Wood. Is that Roy Wood? I think it is Roy Wood. And he sat about 3 rows in front of us. And now you're on a plane. I didn't want to go up to him. I said, "Excuse me, are you that Roy Wood?" But I kept kind of seeing him if he ever got up, and that I was looking at him like, "Is that him? Is that him?" And I'm thinking, it is him. It is Roy Wood, but I couldn't believe it. So I was questioning myself all the way from New York to Manchester. It's like, what was it, 7 hours? 5, 7, it's probably 7 hours going back. I think you're flying against the wind. And I was listening to The Move on my iPod, weirdly thinking he might hear it. I didn't listen to it that loud. Anyway, we got off the plane, and he's in front of us in the queue for the passports, and I'm still thinking, I'm sure it's Roy Wood. And there was a bit, the passports kind of snake around like fairground rides, and that the queue isn't just one long queue. So at one point, we passed each other, and then we stopped, and we were stood kind of next to each other, and he had his passport in his hand, and I'm like trying to look at it. I could just make out, I couldn't quite read his name, but I could see that it was short, a short first name, a short forename. I'm like, "Becky, it's him, he's Roy Wood, it's Roy Wood." So when we went queuing for our baggage, he was there waiting as well, waiting for his baggage with all the normal people. I'm thinking, I bet Jeff Lynne don't queue for his baggage these days. But I managed to go over to him and say, "Excuse me, did I say Mr. Wood? I might have said Mr. Wood." And I just basically told him what a hero he was of mine, how much I loved his music. I didn't, I didn't want to hang around because it's not the place to be having a chat or anything. I would love to tell him, it's not just your obvious songs. I love The Move and all that stuff as well. But I couldn't get a chance to do it. But I managed to tell him how much I love his music, which meant a lot to me to be able to say that. And he was very nice. He said thank you. And weirdly, there were people, once I'd gone over, people started going over to him, and I wish kind of not triggered it really. He was having to sign their carrier bags and stuff. Hey, what are you going to do with that? It's stupid. I didn't want his autograph. It was enough for me to tell him what an inspiration he was to me. So that's my Roy Wood story. On that plane also, on the way home, we saw the Northern Lights up in the sky. So that's great. If the Northern Lights that occasionally show up in Greater Britain these days, I'm able to say, "Oh yeah, first time I saw the Northern Lights was with Roy Wood." Now, is it my favourite Christmas song? I wish it could be Christmas every day. I think, as I said, it's one of my favourites. I think it may be, out of the songs that I'll do like for Christmas, I think it may be one of the best put together songs. obviously I love Slade's song as well. And I've got a real soft spot for Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. But you know, I kind of love everything that Paul McCartney does. Because he's a genius. But so's Roy Wood. That's the difference with Roy Wood and Paul McCartney. I think Paul McCartney maintained his genius, partly because it's such an easy thing for him. Roy Wood's stuff started getting a little bit more complex, whereas I feel like Paul, it's maybe it's slightly more innate in Paul, even though there's obviously some innate musical talent with Roy. I think Roy is a restless talent, so he was constantly trying to change and look at different things and different instruments to play. Paul, I think, was very comfortable in what he did and does, and so didn't have to be searching as much as Roy does. But yeah, Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, I love that as well. I love it partly because it's got a Yamaha CS80 on it, and they're my favourite synths, and I wish I had one. But first you need thousands of pounds to have one, and then I need to empty this room to make space for it. And we can't have everything. This gets me onto a little game I play. If you won the lottery, money was no object, how many rooms would you have in your house? Because I feel like I wouldn't. When I'm talking about that, I'm not talking about your guest bedrooms and stuff like that. My rooms they're all rooms for my hobbies. So I'd have a recording studio, which I assume would be like a basement. Although I'd like some windows in the recording studio. Let's say they look out onto some beautiful countryside. That would be nice. But you can put shutters down, and then you turn it into one of these fancy neon lit dens that like the YouTube wankers have. That would be good, wouldn't it? But it'd have a live room for full band. Loads of synths, even though I can barely play. Loads of synths and that. So there's that, the music room. Then I would have an art room. The art room would be pretty big as well. I could work on some big canvases. I'd like a little corner where I can do printing, like lino printing and stuff like that. I'll keep looking at the light. I'm talking to that when you're there. Don't know why I'm doing that. So that would be good, wouldn't it, an art room. Then I'd love the more freaky, weird stuff. You got to have some rooms that are like very indulgent, even more indulgent than your own recording studio and that. I'd like a room just to read in. That would be very nice. I'd like a room that looks a bit like a diner with the little cubicle dining bits. Don't know what you call them, but that would be good. Totally stupid, but I'd like that. I wouldn't have a cinema room or a games room. In fact, the living room would be small. Having quite a small, cosy living room. I hate seeing like footballers' houses and you see the living room and it's massive. Don't like that. And I don't see the point of a great big cinema room. Not into that either. I think my 40-inch telly is more than enough. Really don't need anything bigger than that. What else would I have? Decent sized kitchen, I think, would be good. We've got a decent sized kitchen already, actually. I'm very lucky about that. And it's kitchen, dining room, no separate dining room. I like if on Christmas Day, I like if I'm cooking that people can be there. Now I also like if they leave me alone a little bit, but it's nice that the cooking takes place in the same room as the socialising. What else? Probably happy with that. This obviously bedrooms and all that stuff. It's it goes without saying they're included. I'm just not mentioning them. Oh, and I'd like a shower that works. We've got a shower that works, but it's just a dribble. I love it when I go on holiday. You get in a shower and it's like, ah, I feel so guilty. Love that. But yeah, so that's what I want. I have, when I win the Euro Millions, which I don't play, but somehow I'll win them anyway. When I win it, that's what I want. Now bear with me. I'm going to go and get some water and I'm going to add some colour to this because it's Christmas! Back in a second. Right, I'm back. Let's just give him some colour now. This is just going to be some loose colour on this. So I've got watercolour ink, so I can go over the pen. That skin colour is actually good for his hair colour, but it could get confusing. No. Let's add a bit of that. There we go. Oh yes, looking good. That's nice, I like that. His beard is totally grey. Now I'm going to use this palish colour I've got here. Can you see that? I think you can. Now it's gone a bit green. A bit of Prussian blue, a hint of burnt umber, maybe a bit more burnt umber, and then a touch of red. There, makes it all muddy. And you add a bit of water to take the saturation of the colour down. There you go. Grey beard. Now let's do his stripes and his hats. His woolly hat. There we go with that. That's looking good. It's great anyway. You just stick colour on. It's so quick and easy, but it really brings it together. This might be a bit loud because it's right next to the microphone. Sorry about that. And then he's got these paints on his face. He liked the old face paint, did Roy? There we go. Oh. Let's just give him those teeth need to be grey. A bit too white. He's not got turkey teeth. Has he turkey teeth? The most stupid, one of the most stupid dental trends in history. Maybe you've had turkey teeth for Christmas. Congratulations. What's a gift? What's a gift? Right. That is Roy Wood. Look at that blue. That blue on that screen. Whoa. So that's where I would. I'm going to put my pence away now. Thanks for watching. By the time the next video is out, it will be Christmas Day. And in fact, the next video is coming out on Christmas Day. I do not expect you to watch it unless you're in one of those little intermittent zones where you're waiting to go out for family, or you're waiting for family to come round. In that case, fill your boots. It will be another Christmas video. Right. Nothing else to say. See you next week. Have a great Christmas. Bye.